Because if I'm buying an asset with you, if I buy Dogecoin with you, if I buy one Dogecoin with you with your brokerage, and then you turn around and lend it out and they short it, sell it immediately, how are you selling my Dogecoin that I'm holding? This is the really where the question where we got into trouble. Well, not we, but institutions got into trouble a little over a year ago. Are you creating another coin? Welcome back, YouTube. So in today's video, we're going to take a look at the price action of Dogecoin, and we're also going to talk about whether or not retailers are getting screwed by brokerages who are lending the coins to people who want to short Dogecoin every time we have a positive movement, and whether or not this is creating like synthetics, like similar to what we've seen with different meme stocks, or is this just simply a way to suppress the coin? And I want to start with pretty much the larger issue, and then we'll get into price action. But looking at the way that the shorts are reacting as far as for increasing their position every time we have a uptick in price, this is deliberately, as I've said before, like the last couple of days, a effort to derail the momentum of Dogecoin. As we've discussed, typically that you're leaving a lot of money on the table if you're taking a short position if you do so prematurely this way. Typically, the best way that you're going to make money is to kind of let the asset, the coin, the stock run its course, wait for the curve, then hit it with shorts to trigger the momentum. People have taken profits. It's a lot easier to get the price to go down. Plus, you've really opened up that margin and you're going to be able to collect a wider spread on the way down, thus making more money. Typically, that's the ideal way to short, but that's not what we're seeing with Dogecoin. What we're seeing here is the second that we get momentum, just like a big green candle, we're going to have the simultaneous green candle in the shorts as well. Typically, these shorts are going to come from people who are borrowing coins, borrowing shares, same thing like in the stock market, and they sell them immediately into the market, creating that negative pressure. Now, the question is, are those coins being held? Are the retailers that are holding their coins in the market, are they lending those same coins? Because we've seen this happen across the board where they'll lend the same asset that is being sold to retail, and you'll have something called share lending that can be on. And typically, when you open up an account, sometimes it's automatic. A lot of people didn't even know what share lending was. So, typically you'll open up an account and you're automatically enrolled in the share lending because the brokerage can make it's another stream of income for the brokerage. This is something that's going to require us to kind of solidify with these brokerages to make sure that, because more than likely it's the same thing that's going on with crypto. I don't see them doing a separate set of rules, especially since crypto is less governed than the stock market. But nonetheless, we know that you can short an asset without ever actually owning the asset, which means that they can take a negative position and create negative pressure, countering your positive pressure by buying and holding in the market without actually ever owning Dogecoin. Now, the question is whether or not they are splitting the coins or if they're simply using their surplus of coins to lend out, or if they're lending the very coins that the people are holding in the brokerage. There's only one way for us to find out, and we will certainly find out once we remove our coins from the brokerages. This is the only way that we're going to see a positive reaction as far as for Dogecoin in the market and stop a lot of the BS is for the people that are holding Dogecoin to have their coins in their own personal wallets, so that if the brokerages are holding X amount of coins and they want to lend them out, that's fine. They're using their own assets to pretty much hedge with or simply to make revenue with. And if they don't have any coins, they're not using the retailers' coins to pretty much bet against them and let them. And the best part about this is if they want, which I believe this should be the case all across the board. I think this should actually, I think what I'm about to say should be law, that if they want to lend assets, they have to lend their own. Let them go compete on the open market, purchase those Dogecoin, hold them in there, Dogecoin or whatever stock, and then lend those out. Don't turn people's share lending on automatically and then lend it out for people to take a negative position on the people that are trusting you to hold their assets. Because if I'm buying an asset with you, if I buy Dogecoin with you, if I buy one Dogecoin with you with your brokerage, and then you turn around and lend it out and they short it, sell it immediately, how are you selling my Dogecoin that I'm holding? This is the really where the question where we got into trouble. Well, not we, but institutions got into trouble a little over a year ago. Are you creating another coin? Like how are you expanding the supply of the coins? Like how are you lending my shares? How are you able to short something if I'm holding it in my wallet and you lended it to someone else and they sold it immediately? You sold something that is mine that I'm holding, and you took my same coin and took a negative position against me. How is that possible? This needs to be stopped immediately. This is one of the things that I've been talking about pretty much for the last year, where I said if we're not careful, the crypto market is going to mirror the stock market. And this is looking like the manipulation that we're seeing with Dogecoin, this is looking like this is going to be the case. And we have to stop this right now. This is what's causing it to be an uphill battle for Dogecoin, and they're able to easily manipulate it and seemingly kill momentum, even though it's obvious that the people are holding. And we look at the pools of liquidity because they don't exist on the sell side unless we have a rally in Dogecoin. I'm going to show you that in a moment here with Bookmap. The pools of liquidity on the sell side, they're non-existent. It's ice cold on that side until we have a spike, and then all of a sudden all these sell orders come in out of nowhere and push the price back down. As soon as they get it back down to the buy orders or on the lower side of the floor, then they magically disappear. This is the manipulation that we're seeing here. It's easy to create that downward pressure since there's new Dogecoin being minted every hour on the hour. And we have this surplus of coins where these brokerages sit on very large stashes. Lots of people hold their coins inside these brokers. And I get it. It's convenient. If you want to trade or sell, you get instant cash. They give you a fancy debit card. You can go swipe your debit card. It's like immediate cash in the event that you need to go. I understand that having your own wallet is a few extra steps. However, for the movement of Dogecoin and for the fact that we are looking at blatant manipulation here in the market, we're going to have to do these extra steps in order to see the true potential of Dogecoin. Otherwise, these brokers are going to keep using the community and the coin as pretty much as like a cash cow. Because trust me, on our portfolio, we see the coin looks like it's just trading sideways. But trust me, the people who are shorting Dogecoin, they're making money. The brokerages who are lending Dogecoin to be shorted, they're making money. And if you didn't know that, yes, brokers don't lend those coins for free. There's a fee for that. There's just like there's a fee when there's some slippage when you buy and when you sell. It's very minuscule. You don't notice it, but they make it up in volume. Trust me. So the question is, are we getting screwed? Well, it certainly looks like it. These institutions, hedge funds, brokers being over leveraged in the market, this is what led to the market being disrupted in 2020 and 2021 is because of the manipulation that we're seeing here with our assets. If I give you $1, if you're holding $1 for me and then you lend that same dollar out to bet against my dollar, and you're still telling me that, yeah, I have your dollar here and it's redeemable whenever you want, at some point, you're not going to have the dollar that's going to be redeemable, or you're pretty much just creating fake dollars, because how can my dollar be in two places at one time? This is the issue here that it looks like we're facing some similar issues that we had in the stock market with crypto here with this particular coin, if we're not careful. Now, don't get me wrong. Again, there is a lot of Dogecoin available, so this is going to certainly be a lot easier for them to create these types of manipulation, or to say, oh, okay, well, we can always lend the coins because obviously there's more coins coming out like every day, so we have this room here. And this is one of the reasons why I'm so excited for platforms like Twitter and Elon taking it over. And I do hope that the integration with Dogecoin happens there, because as we get more utility, as those coins start leaving those brokerages and they do not return because we're using them in the community, and that supply stack that they have just starts to dwindle and dwindle and dwindle, they're going to have two choices, which is cut back on that lending, and we're going to see Dogecoin appreciate to where it actually should be, or they're going to get themselves into a situation here where they're not going to be able to produce the coins that they say they have. And then we all know what happens then. So really quickly, I want to take a look here at the trading map here, trading view here. And we're going to see that Dogecoin is trading sideways. We see that it's bouncing between pretty much the 21-day moving average and the 200-day moving average. And I'm going to convert over to Bookmap really quickly and show you why that's happening and where the pools of liquidity are. If you want to use Bookmap, I have a link in the description for traders and for people who want to have a little bit more in-depth views of what's going on in between the candles. And we're going to take a look at that really quickly. So if we look here on, this is courtesy of Bookmap. I have a link in the description. It's going to show you some live data and also some pools of liquidity surrounding the current movement of Dogecoin. That's what these little balls of red and green are. Obviously red being negative pressure, green being positive. We're seeing that the reason that Dogecoin is pretty much trending sideways is pretty much it has two pools of liquidity directly in between, well, pretty much it's flowing directly in between two pools of liquidity. Obviously, the darker the color means the more intense, the more aggressive that selling pressure is going to be, since it's above, and below is going to be buying pressure. There's a lot of very strong buys at around 13.2. We're right around 13.8 now. And there's some reasonable buys at around, so 13.7. So pretty much we're trending right in between there. If we hit 13.7, those buys are going to activate. We hit 13.9, these sells are going to activate, which is responsible for that sideways trend that you're going to see on TradeView. I wanted to point this out since we've been talking about shorts a lot lately. You can see here that around like 14 all the way up here to 15 or so, this is pretty much ice cold blue. There's no, this is technically a heat map. There's no dark colors up here at all. So the next time Dogecoin has a movement, we're going to take a look at this and come back, and we're going to see that spike in shorts here, where this negative selling pressure just seems to come out of nowhere to get the price down, because again, as quickly as it comes, it disappears. So we see here, there's nothing up here. So just kind of keep that in mind going forward. But as of right now, this is the reason that we're trending sideways here and building up that support. So this is, so people typically ask, oh, is this a great position? This is a great time to have, to make an entry into Dogecoin. You'll see that we have the buying pressure here and around like the 13.7, and again around here like 13.2. So as of right now, those are going to kind of be like your floors. You know, obviously that can change, but as of right now, looking at where the markers of entry already are, these are going to be like your floors for right now. So with that being said, that's where we are now with Dogecoin, the state of the market as far as the price action, and for what's going on here with the shorts and manipulation that we're seeing with the current price of Dogecoin. And I made a post on Twitter about this. If the price of Dogecoin has to be shorted every time there's a rally, then we are not actually seeing the true price of Dogecoin. This is the illusion that's being created as far as where Dogecoin is consolidating and where Dogecoin should, pretty much the peaks and valleys that Dogecoin should be pretty much in coordinates with the rest of the market. So what we're seeing here is not the actual numbers. So keep that in mind. I hope you found value in this video. Don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to hear more from me. We are closing in on that 40,000 mark, so I'll be so excited when we get there. So I'd appreciate it if you guys can all help me reach it. Don't forget to check out BlockFi as well. I have a link in the description where you can get up to $250 if you open an account with them. And that includes Bitcoin and Ethereum as well. I appreciate all of you. Thank you. And until next time.